Hey everybody, my name is Steve Wimble from City Hill Church in Hillcrest, and this short video is to explain the thinking behind our church-wide campaigns that we've been doing for the last 7 or 8 years as a local church. Chances are if you're watching this video, somebody has told you about these church-wide campaigns and you're keen on finding out a little bit more. So I want to give a little detail around what these campaigns look like and what we've seen to be the benefit of doing them. So let's start off by talking about what these church-wide campaigns look like. The way that we've structured them is that we run it over 6 weeks where the entire church locksteps through these church-wide campaigns. We pick our first term after our summer holidays and have found that to be a good time. Other churches have used other times in the year to do it. And essentially the campaign is built on a tripod of 3 components, 3 legs. The first leg is a Sunday message, 6 weeks in a row. So 6 Sunday messages that build one on the other. Combined with that, the second leg are 6 short midweek videos that are used in small groups. Together with these midweek videos are fill-in words that people, as you're going listening to the video, you fill in the words in the workbook. And then there is a group discussion that happens after the video. The real power of those midweek meetings is really the group discussion, but the video tees up the group for that. And then the third leg of the tripod is 36 devotional readings. We do 6 per week to give people 1 day to catch up if they've missed. So 6 weeks times 6 equals 36 devotional readings altogether. What we found to be the tremendous benefit of doing these church-wide campaigns is 5-fold. First of all, there's a huge discipleship element attached to it. For 6 weeks, we dive into a single big theme, and because people are getting it from 3 directions, Sunday messages, midweek video, and the 36 devotionals, it's congregational, it's community groups, and it's personal, we're able to dive far deeper into one particular subject than we are through many of our other series in the year. A second huge benefit of doing these campaigns has been evangelism. It's given the people of our church huge confidence to invite friends, family, work colleagues to come along to a 6-week series on whatever the topic is for that year. So we pick a different topic each year. But in our build-up for the 3 Sundays before the series starts, one of our big emphases is inviting our church to invite friends to join the church-wide campaign. And we've had many different stories and bits of feedback around the kinds of people that have been invited. Sometimes it's newcomers to a church service, hear about the campaign, and they think, well, 6 weeks isn't too long to sign up for a group, I'm in. For other people, it's been friends or colleagues at work, some even from different religions, but there's been a discussion around Christianity, or maybe they've just been friends, and the invite goes out, the person says, hey, 6 weeks doesn't sound too bad, I'd love to learn about that anyway. And they join in with the group. So it's been a great outreach opportunity. The third benefit is, of course, community building. We've got, I would say, around 55% of our church is regularly involved in life groups. But through the 6-week campaign, that number jumps way higher to a much higher percentage. So there's a number of people who, for various reasons, don't attend groups the rest of the year. Sometimes they travel a lot, or they've got home issues that they struggle to get out to a home group meeting. But a 6-week burst in the year gets so many people in our church connected to a group. A lot of them stay for the rest of the year, but for those who can only make the 6 weeks, they've got a connection point of community into the life of our church. The fourth major benefit of these campaigns is that it's our greenhouse for starting new groups in our church. So we've got a build up before the campaign of inviting people to lead a 6-week group. The ask is very low. We simply say, if you've got a free hour in a week, have got 2 or 3 friends, we'll provide you with all the content. The course is already made. In other words, we're not pitching it at a certain level of leadership skill or spirituality. If you've got 2 or 3 people and an hour in a week, you could be a group leader of these 6-week groups. At the end of the 6 weeks, about half of those 6-week groups continue going and they become regular life groups in our church. The other half, it works out at about 50%, just run for 6 weeks, but they have grown in their leadership and the ability to reach out to other people. These, of course, have been four of the huge benefits. The fifth one, sorry, that I missed out, is that it's also teaching people the regular discipline of a daily devotional time together with God. Because of these 36 devotionals, they connect with God. There's a habit that we're hoping people carry with them into the rest of the year. One of the aspects to pick up on around these church-wide campaigns is the huge value attached to the workbook itself. We spend quite a lot of time designing these workbooks, and there's space in each workbook to fill in the message notes from Sunday. So when you're sitting in church, you've got a pen in hand, you're filling in the message notes from the Sunday preach. It's also got place in these workbooks to fill in the words, the missing words for the midweek video, and then all 36 devotional readings are in the workbook. We've had some churches say to us, it's just a hassle to get workbooks printed, it costs some money, and so we're just going to put a PDF online for people to use. Those same leaders have come back the following year and said, man, we want the workbooks. There's something powerful about writing down instead of just typing stuff in. We've observed that over those 6 weeks, our church attendance on a Sunday is so much higher, and people are arriving with their workbooks, with pen in hand, they are locked in. It's church-wide activity that we're doing. And it also means that all of the information around that series is all in one place, and you're building on it week on week. In the group discussions, for example, in week 3, you're saying to people, reflecting back to Sunday's message or this week's video, what did you think? People are paging through their books saying, oh yes, I remember now what they said on Sunday. This is what stood out to me. There's a record of the whole series. There's a lot of effort involved in setting up these campaigns, but the benefit has been absolutely amazing. Speaking of the workbooks, of course, each workbook costs some money. And for me, regarding a funding model or method for these workbooks, it's the only cost really attached to the series. If you're using our content, it's available free of charge. The PDF of the workbooks is free of charge, but if you print the workbooks for yourself or you order them from our office, there is obviously money involved in the cost price of getting these books printed. So I believe that there's 4 possible funding models that could be used for the workbooks of the church-wide campaign. First of all would be to offer it to your congregation at cost price, and people who can't afford it could take one for free. So for example, the tables are at the back, guys, go and pick one up. It costs X number of rands or dollars, and please purchase one, maybe purchase 2, one for a friend. If you can't afford it, you're welcome to have it free of charge. A second funding model is to give them out and ask people for a donation. So for example, on your way out at the back of the building today, the books are freely available, but if you drop some donation money into the box there, or a QR code to pay, it will help us recoup some of the costs. That would be a second funding model. A third funding model would be at the end of the series on week 5 or 6 to take up a separate offering to the church and say, guys, I hope you've had huge benefit from the series. We incurred some costs, and so we're going to take up an offering to cover some of the costs of this campaign to enable us to do another one next year. The fourth option would be to make it part of your church budget, that you absorb the cost and pay for it out of your church operating expenses. The first year we did a church-wide campaign, we considered these 4 funding models, and we settled on model number 3. We said at the end of the series we were going to take up an offering to cover the costs of the book. So we'd give them out freely and at the beginning, and then at the end take up an offering. And an amazing thing happened. In those 6 weeks, our church income jumped by a significant number. As an eldership team, we made the decision we are just going to fund the cost of it completely out of the money that God had provided. The following year, we built it into our budget, and the same month of the church-wide campaign, again, our income jumped up. If you look at our church income graph over the last 7 years, over the time we're doing the campaign, I believe it's a supernatural spike of income that enables us to fund the cost of those workbooks. It's been an amazing thing to see. These workbooks are well printed, they look like high quality books, and because of that, people value them. They're not just crumpled up and thrown in the bin. We've had so many people say to us, we can't believe that you were just handing them out free of charge. Where's the catch in this? And it's been so awesome to just bless people. I don't believe that any of those 4 funding models, that one is more holy or better than the other. Every context would be slightly different. But the fact that something costs some money and ends up in people's hands, for me, actually heightens the value of the course. It doesn't lower it. The 3 legs of the tripod, the 6 Sunday messages, the 6 midweek videos, and the 36-day devotional, for me, tied together really importantly. We've had some churches that have done 2 or 1 of those legs and split the others off. Of course, anything would be beneficial, but our observation has been that it's required so much work to get it going, but it's been so worthwhile, because for those 6 weeks, it's like the compactor is out and these truths are being compacted into people's lives. The information from Sundays, the midweek videos, and the personal readings combine in different ways to bring revelation into people's hearts. You're welcome to contact our church office for more info on any of these series, but I hope that makes sense about how these campaigns are structured, some of the benefits of them, and some of the financial models that can be used to fund some of these campaigns. As I record this video, we've had close to 50 different churches around the world use one of these campaigns, and the feedback that I've had from different pastors has been really, really amazing, appreciating a tool to help them build their local church. I hope it's helpful for you as well. God bless.